Do you ever feel like you're drowning in your own thoughts, thoughts that serve no purpose, thoughts that exhaust you before the day even begins? It was exactly 3:27 a.m. when Aarav sat upright in his bed, drenched in sweat, his mind racing with worry. He stared at the ceiling, heart pounding, haunted not by nightmares, but by thoughts, pointless, persistent, and punishing thoughts. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I never become enough? Aarav was a 28-year-old software developer living in Mumbai. Outwardly, he was successful, a good job, a small but cozy apartment, and a group of friends who cared for him. But inside, his mind was a war zone. Every decision came with overthinking. Every mistake turned into a marathon of self-criticism. His energy was consumed not by doing, but by thinking about doing. It had all started after a series of small failures, being passed over for a promotion, a failed relationship, a poorly received presentation. None of them life-shattering, but together, they planted a seed of doubt. And from that seed grew a jungle of wasteful thoughts. He began avoiding social situations, fearing judgment. He stopped taking new initiatives at work, fearing failure. He even distanced himself from his parents, afraid they'd be disappointed in him. One day, after a particularly tough week, Aarav found himself sitting in a park bench near his office, his lunch untouched. A frail old man sat down beside him. His clothes were simple, but his eyes sparkled with a strange calmness. The old man noticed Aarav's troubled expression and said gently, "You look like someone who's fighting a storm in silence." Aarav hesitated, then laughed bitterly. "It's nothing. Just my thoughts. They never stop." The old man nodded slowly. "Thoughts are like visitors. Some come to guide us. But some overstay their welcome and poison the air. The trick is learning which ones to serve tea to, and which ones to ask to leave." Something about the man's words hit Aarav hard. "But I can't control them," he admitted. "They just keep coming." The man smiled. "Let me tell you a story." And so he began. There was once a young monk named Kiran, who lived in the mountains, training under a wise guru. But no matter how much he meditated, he couldn't silence his thoughts. He doubted himself constantly, feared he wasn't spiritual enough, good enough, wise enough. One day, frustrated, he asked his guru, "Why can't I stop thinking?" The guru replied, "Your mind is like a garden. Thoughts are seeds. If you water the weeds more than the flowers, guess what will grow?" Kiran was confused. "But I don't choose what thoughts come, Guruji." "True," the guru said. "But you choose which ones you nurture. You can't stop the clouds, but you don't have to build a house under them." Aarav sat quietly, absorbing the story. "So what did the monk do?" he asked. "He trained his mind not by force, but by focus. Every time a wasteful thought came, he labeled it useless, untrue, unhelpful. He didn't argue with it. He didn't fight it. He just moved on to something better, something real. Slowly, the weeds shrank. The flowers bloomed. The old man stood up. "You have a powerful mind, son. Don't let it become your prison. Train it to be your servant, not your master." Aarav looked up, the weight in his chest just a little lighter. "Who are you?" he asked. The man just smiled. "Someone who once drowned in his own thoughts too. Until I learned how to swim." That night, Aarav started something new. He didn't try to stop his thoughts. He tried to see them. Each time a wasteful thought appeared, "What if I fail? What if I'm not enough?" he asked himself, "Is this helping me? Is this true? Is this worth my energy?" Most of the time, the answer was no. He started journaling, exercising, spending quiet moments simply breathing. He slowly reconnected with his parents. He volunteered at a nearby animal shelter. The change was gradual, but real. Aarav still had thoughts. We all do. But now, he was the one choosing which thoughts got his attention. And for the first time in years, when he lay in bed at night, his mind was quiet. Not empty, but peaceful. Wasteful thoughts will always knock at the door. But you don't have to let them in. Train your mind, and you'll reclaim your life. So if you're struggling with your own storm of overthinking, remember Aarav's story and take the first step toward stillness today.